We know it's been a long night. It's been a long night for us. Believe it or not, all three of us have different opinions on this, and it takes a little doing. Anyway, I believe we brought in, I don't know, let me go on. We had an executive session. Do I have to say that?
Yes.
On real estate. We met with Bob and Pam. My question to you then is, if we took our commitment to $200,000, would that be enough for you to proceed?
Yeah, we can make it work.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you speak into the microphone?
Say that again?
Can you speak into them?
I apologize. I asked if we reduced our commitment level to $2,000 or $200,000. I said 2,000 and you agreed to it. $200,000. Would that be enough for them to go forward with their other grants? And they indicated yes. So, to go forward, I guess what we need is a motion. David, you want to take the honor?
Give it a try. Figure this out before I...
David, microphone.
Yeah. I move that the Board of Supervisors authorize that the Board of Supervisors endorse the recommendation of the Open Space Committee as to the 16 years project, however, with the township's contribution being $200,000 instead of $275,200.
I second the motion.
Discussion.
Hopefully there's no questions on this.
Just a quick,
Yes, yeah.
puny question. What would make you feel better about saving $75,000?
It wasn't, it was a compromise. I was after $10,000.
It was, I can say, you know my position on this, and it was a compromise, and I thank both my colleagues for being prepared to compromise.
The way it's written, the way it's written, but not spoken by David at this point, says that the only condition is that we've got $200,000 at the end of the year, not that the other parties that are supposed to be making this thing up so that we get an easement are in agreement, they've made their commitments, etc. Is there some reason why money is paid only when they also have made commitments?
John, can you answer that? Putting you on the spot.
You, John.
You, yes.
Say the question again, Ryan, is why are we only committing $200,000 at this time?
No.
Or why is it conditioned upon?
Why isn't it?
Why
It's
is it
conditioned
conditioned?
only
Because
on
the deal won't go
township
through.
has the money, not necessarily that the other parties that are going to be funding this easement also have made their commitment.
Why are we conditioning upon that? Because I mean, we certainly could, and we're not precluding that as a condition in the future. However, and there'll be numerous probably other conditions. One, that we agree with the easement itself and that it's drafted to our satisfaction. But at this point in time, eventually there's going to be an agreement, and that agreement's going to have a number. And if only $200,000 gets the deal done, gets that agreement signed, then that should be sufficient for the township's purposes. It would really be on the seller at that point if they're willing to take a hit if the rest of the grants didn't come through. So I think the issue for the township's perspective is, how much are they spending and not how much are other people throwing in.
Well, is this then, this is a commitment which different than we're going to definitely disperse it? There's going to be another vote or something?
This is a commitment, assuming that as a result of those funds expended, that conservation easement will be granted, period. Obviously, we're not going to spend the money and not have an easement in return.
The supervisors during that executive session have time to look at the other 15 properties that
It wasn't germane to the topic we were discussing. But that is something that will be, I didn't have a chance in executive session, but let me say it now, Dave. it came up in that executive session that it might be good to your committee brief the other two supervisors, either in an executive session or through this, so we're more on the same page. So, yes, any other questions? Seeing none, I'll take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. Hey, wait a minute, our meeting's not over, you can't leave.
We're leaving. Go. I got more biscuits. Amphibian. We have amphibians. I'm ready.
No, they're against dogs. I know he's against
It was fun, wasn't it? Okay, let's see. Folks, I understand you want to talk. If you can move it out of the room, so we've still got another couple items we're trying to get home. The next item on the list is the proposal for legal services for the assistance during the proposed sale of the township sewer system.
I move that the board approve the proposal for legal services from March Dollars, Gilbert, Paxton, LLP, as submitted.
Second.
Any questions? Brian?
The question that I have is, the process is moving forward.
Folks, thank you.
The process is moving forward. Do we have any estimated time of when this is going to wrap up? End of the year?
I've been told I talked too much on executive session meeting. It would hopefully be,
I'm unaware of the timeline.
there is an exact timeline, but we're a lot closer than we used to be.
I can tell you, it will take work.
It'll take months.
Okay.
Months.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? Yes, Kip.
I have tons of questions. I want to know how this works. I want to know what they buy, what they aren't buying, what they're, how are they making up for the loss that we have on not charging enough at six of the sewage sites as opposed to one that's been.
When all the proposal is completed, I'm sure it'll be posted, but it isn't.
The proposal is completed.
Not the sale, just the proposal.
Yeah, but aren't you going to educate us as you go along as to what's going on?
Well, when they educate us, I guess we can educate you.
What?
Kip, if you email or talk to Erica tomorrow, she'll fit it in.
Okay.
And a lot of these are the issues that they're having the attorneys to figure out,
Anybody
right?
else in this room who wants to know?
Sarah has.
But I think you could, when you have it all set, maybe having a public session to explain it to us would be useful.
And it does have to, any sale would have to be approved through an ordinance, so there would be the hearing on that ordinance as well. And the public notice required for that.
Yeah, but this shouldn't be like this thing tonight where everybody just finds out about it at the last minute.
I agree.
I came in. What she said.
It shouldn't come up this fast, without anybody knowing.
Well, we're in control of this one, Kip. So I promise you, you'll have an opportunity to weigh in.
Do we have an opportunity to change our minds? about
We
something?
always.
Oh, absolutely.
I got news for you. I was walking in here tonight and I was voting no, so I got a yes out of me. So apparently I can change my mind.
Remember that.
Okay, any other questions? Seeing none, I'll ask for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Is that the last one? No. No, I said 15.
Is the last one, right? Yes.
New subdivision application received for the Bryn Coed Farms from NLT.
I move that the board acknowledge receipt of the subdivision application for the subdivision of the Bridcoed Farms by National Land Trust.
Second.
What this is for, just quickly, there's maps. They're redoing some of the property lines to make them more saleable parcels. And they have to go through us to get that done, so that's what this is. George, you had a question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is it, and can you post it on the website, and will it be readable?
I don't think it'll be able to be posted.
Oh, wait, did it have a PDF? We should have a PDF, right?
I'll check. John, can we, John, this question for
Engineer
you.
question.
Yeah, I wouldn't, no, I wouldn't post the
Yeah.
plans prior to the resolutions being done.
Oh, okay.
Can they be reviewed?
Do they go before the planning commission?
Yes. They do
Yeah.
go to the
Already on.
planning commission.
Oh, you already got them?
But-
And the Chester County Planning Commission.
And we imagine Brian Kay will be reviewing them.
Correct.
Right, but people can see them in your planning commission meeting, can't they?
Yes.
Or at the office.
Or at the office, right?
Then you can post them, right?
No, they're huge.
I would recommend not posting them, but having them available for duplication, just because of intellectual property rights that are on a lot of the plans from the architectural drawings. But, I mean, they are subject, would be a right to know exemption. However, if the township desired, you could forego that exemption for inspection purposes
Oh, that's fine, we can
instead
have
of duplication.
Brian had a question.
Well, I'm going in the same direction, because we've talked about this before, that there's 13 sheets, they're large sheets. Other people also have a life, they can't come into the office during normal working hours. And these things are all generated via on a computer system. And when something is made as a PDF, one of the reasons it's done is to keep somebody from going and stealing the intellectual property out of it. All you're doing is you're changing the form of that document. So I kind of wonder, what do you mean that we can't do it? And I guess the big question I'm going to go, same thing as I've said before, is I wouldn't suggest to the township to scan these things because the files get huge. I would, make a request to NLT or to whoever, made up their thing. Can you provide them in PDF form? If they are willing to provide them, then I think the argument of, well, there's intellectual property here that we can't go and let loose, kind of goes away.
I'm just stating that under the right to know law, that these plans are exempt from public disclosure.
Brian's
Or a
overall
document
point
that
regarding.
showed up in a public meeting already.
There's plenty of documents that are at public meetings that are subject to right to know exemptions.
Can you tell me exactly what section you're referring to?
708B lists 20 to 30 exemptions.
I'll be looking it up tonight, okay.
Brian has an overall point, and I think Mike, being the technology wizard that he is, as we're transitioning over to stuff like this, going to a paperless society, when something like this comes in from a developer or even Green Co-ed, let's ask if they can PDF.
No, don't they already do that for the most part, Tammy?
No, never.
No?
Never. And that's, yeah,
Huh.
that hasn't been part of the process.
Really?
It's not, yeah.
But let's start asking if they can. They send it.
Would that be easier to record on our system?
Yeah.
But it would be horrible to review.
Well, it's not for
Yeah.
review, but for record keeping and safety
We can-
and backup.
We can review it.
Okay, George.
Yeah, you probably have to check with them. If you do this, you better make the PDF the copy of record.
Yeah, that's.
Because if
that's
they
an
submit a
issue.
PDF in printed forms as the copy of record and they disagree, then
Right.
That's why it's all stamped.
you get the PDF signed and it's immutable at that point. No one can change it.
Okay, Brian, check it, let us know what we're doing wrong. Okay?
Keep it up.
Okay.
Any other yes?
Can this come to the EAC for review, and how long do we have if you'll bring it to us?
Say that again?
Can this come to the EAC for review?
Yes, they plan to.
We can?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
but could you mention
And
the
how about
timeframe?
Yeah, the timeframe, so
I
we know.
think the timeframe.
Sure,
John, I think the timeframe. Wait, wait,
Here.
look.
Yeah, if I may, in working with NLT, the team plans to come to the EAC meeting that's on their schedule and give a presentation of this plan. They do, so they have the dates already, and we made sure that they're aware.
And so they're going to the EAC and then the planning
And then the
commission.
planning commission, correct, and then the board again.
They are working diligently to put these plans together, and of course, everyone is familiar with their public due diligence period. So, you know, they'll be going through that. And as far as timeline, I think you can read between the lines that they want to work quickly. So
I'm concerned about that time frame because I've spent a couple of hours on those plans already, and
They're confusing.
So, I'm vice chair of the EAC, and I have access to the plans because Jim is on the planning commission and he brought them home. But the rest of my EAC members probably do not. How can the EAC have the plans to
Do you
look
not
at?
have Jim as their husband?
No, they don't, so they don't have that. I mean, and I was looking at it.
They're
and
grateful, too.
It's huge. I mean, and you really gotta look at it for hours. It's not an easy thing.
yeah, we have, we can get you copies.
You can
or
get us
you can
copies.
just leave a copy in here.
Sure.
Okay, that'd be awesome, thank you.
Any other questions? Francis?
Okay, you're gonna love this one.
Oh, I love it already.
It's out of the Sunday paper.
Is this on the?
Go ahead.
Is this on the spring?
Oh, I can't say this?
This is not about.
Oh, okay, so we need to take a
She's in
vote.
public.
Any other questions on this before us? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. You better hurry up because I'm about to end this meeting.
Okay, all right, I want to be Sarah. 729 St. Matthews Road, Southdown Homes LP and Southdown Properties Incorporated to West Vincent Township for $1. Can you tell me what this is?
I have no idea what you're reading.
It was out of the Sunday Daily Local, and it was under West Vincent, the real estate section.
Read it again.
729 St. Matthews Road, Southdown Homes LP and Southdown Properties Incorporated to West Vincent Township for $1.
Was that easement?
They sell an easement? Did you sell
So
an
is
easement?
this a trail easement or what?
That's what it is.
That's the trail.
Yeah.
Is that throughout the sewer?
I've recorded the trail easement. Yeah.
Trail easement.
Oh, is that what it is?
Everything.
Okay, I told you it was simple.
Did you deposit that $1?
I did. Okay, thanks. Lunchtime.
I have something totally off.
Thank you for sticking with us this long.
I don't even know if this belongs here, but, the trash trucks in the township are not covering up, and there is like trash all over this place where we just talked about tonight, St. Matt's, Beaver Hill,
Everywhere.
Flint. I mean, we pick up trash, and they're just blowing around.
Is it your trash hauler or somebody else's trash hauler?
Well, we don't use the trash haulers, personally, but, which one was it you thought it was?
They come
You know,
by with
I don't know if you do this, or how do we
blows
get?
out of the truck.
It's not something that
Where's
really
it
comes
go?
in purview, but I'm sure our manager will try with the weight of the West Vincent and call and say, hey,
Okay, maybe
fix
it belongs here
But
then.
where specifically?
Beaver Hill, Flint, St. Matt's well, I take St. Matt's out to Pewtown. I don't usually go the other way, but.
This is the worst month to recognize trash.
Oh,
It's probably the
everything.
clearest way to,
Recycle
yeah,
them
see
up on
everything,
the
so
door.
you can't help it.
You
There's a
can
lot of
hardly-
it.
No, you can report it.
I'm sorry, February is the clearest month with no, vegetation to see trash. It's just, when you have no snow,
Oh, no,
it can be
This
alarming.
is blowing
Yeah.
across the field.
Okay,
Okay. Waste management.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
this
you named
is-
a
this is-
hauler.
Yeah, this is blowing out.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to add on this subject is, I always know when it's Thursday at my house, because there's trash blowing all across our fields, and it's because of the open recycling bins that my neighbors are putting out. They're doing the right thing, recycling, but the bins are open. It's blowing everywhere. So I personally that was a thought to bring up to the EAC to recommend that the township require covered recycling bins. I've seen them in Phoenixville and other places.
Interesting, and if not required, maybe requested. Why they?
Phase
Yeah,
it
we can't
in,
require
all
it.
new ones have to be covered, something like
You
that.
said they require a license.
If that customer requested it, would they apply?
Sure, if they offer it.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
That's okay. I just had I guess going back to the confusion that people were expressing over that meeting being held on Sunday because the time was changed. I was just wondering, since we have a Facebook page now, and we also have an email list, if those things could be utilized, if there's another meeting change similar in the future. We have those tools, and a lot of people don't read a print newspaper anymore. I haven't gotten one in probably 6 years. And, you know, an advertisement in the Mercury is not going to reach a lot of people now. People don't read real papers.
Yes, all the way in the back, I can't see it.
Hi, thank you. I just want to, it did seem appropriate to comment when the subject of the St. Stephen's Green problem came up. I just wanted to reiterate how grateful the land trust is for all you're doing to try to clear up that messy title, and we're ready at any moment to just hand you that title, because we have a $14,000 investment in it that you've been paying taxes, and I just wanted to remind you that we're very grateful for you for doing what you're doing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good seeing you. I haven't seen you in a couple of years.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Tiny bit of amphibians. They may start moving, because we're going to get rain this winter, this weekend, and I think the ground's probably warm enough. At the last meeting, some question came up about what was the use of amphibians, and I've got 5 copies of a nice little handout.
I got
Maria wants one. Maria got
I had the
hers
first
already.
one, I'm good.
Maria got the first one.
Anyway, pass one back.
I don't know why I find it humorous. It gives me the giggles. Brian.
I don't think Brian wants a copy.
Okay, folks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is there any other non-agenda items?
Right here, John.
Hi. My name's Mike Bradley. I'm sorry. My name's Mike Bradley. I come to every meeting. And at every meeting, I ask the same question about the Dewey property. Tonight, I'm not going to ask a question because I know I'm not going to get the answer. Because I haven't gotten an answer yet. But I would like to say, and I would like my comment reflected in the minutes. We heard a very good presentation tonight about streams and the riparian bluffs, and you know, I think that's wonderful. The back part of our property is bordered by Pine Creek. I don't know if that's a high quality or exceptional value. I'd have to look that up. But that creek flows downhill and runs right through the Dewey property. So he's parking cars within 150 feet of the property. He's got 2 porta potties. He hasn't recently, but he brought in food trucks. He's moving dirt around. He built wooden bridges over the stream and trails to do it. So I would ask that all this be reflected in the minutes, because this is something that we heard tonight. It's real. There's regulations, and I think he has to follow the rules like everybody else.
Did you hear all those, and could you make sure with our zoning officers that if there's any violations that we inspect them? Did you get all that, Tammy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Francis?
Oh, well. Since Chip isn't here, something that we've talked about being on the trash task force for 2.5 years. Most of the trash companies require, when you put out recyclables, that you do not stack them. And but I've seen, especially along Flowing Springs Road, people stack their things really high, and when the winds come along, the winds take them. A lot of times it isn't the trash company that's doing it. It's the people who are putting out their trash and they're piling it too high. So maybe this is something that we can get in the newsletter. Facebook. Yeah, Facebook.
Where I live, I'm the first house in off of Be Real. There's nobody there.
Right,
all the way, and all the way down the
Violators will be shot.
and all the way where the property we talked about tonight. But there's no houses, so there's no, and I don't put up there.
That's nothing. I have these beer cans thrown on my lawn. Okay, it's 11:15. Any other non-agenda item? Yes.
In 2 minutes and 2 seconds or less, any word on the covered bridge? Do we know what's happening?
Bids should be received by the end of this month by the county. The county will then get a construction schedule to us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.